Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I have more news to you for today. Maybe not so much because there seems to be so little. I apologize for that. But regardless, there is a little more that you need to understand or come from that was, particularly in this area of the protests, or rather riots, not protests, but riots of the Chicago area, to where a young white woman was beaten. And of course, as we all know, that the media is not being shown on this. That's the key thing here. The media is just not showing it. Now, we have quite a few other cases or scenarios that the media will refuse to show because it doesn't fit the narrative, it doesn't fit an agenda, and it's not important. Because, when a white person is beaten or what have you by another race, that's not a problem. But when it's done when a white person is attacked by any other person, that's not an issue. So, without further ado, guys, I will show you exactly what I'm talking about here, because it means a lot. So, we have is the shocking moment. Group of jeering youngsters attacks woman in Chicago on the same night they torch cars in a rampage organized on social media. As outgoing Mayor Lori Lightfoot insists carnage wasn't mayhem. Yeah, well, tell that to the woman that is being actually attacked here. So, a terrified woman was filmed screaming as she was set on by a group of youngsters during an orgy of violence, which ongoing Mayor Lightfoot has insisted it wasn't mayhem. The 19-second video shot during Saturday's teen takeover showed the group of mostly black teenagers crowding around a white woman attempting to enter her building before pummeling her and moving on. She could be heard screaming with the fright at the attack, while her captors cackled with laughter. It's unclear if anything prompted the attack, which was on the verge of beginning when the camera began to roll. Now, obviously, guys, I don't even know if I can even show this, considering the fact it is considered a violence, and YouTube will attack me for it, or what have you. So I'm not going to actually show this video, but I will leave the description down below so you guys can actually see it for yourselves. Because it's quite disturbing in that instance. If it was on Rumble, I would gladly show this because, Rumble has you better. I really want to grow bigger on Rumble. I really want to start things better on Rumble because it's more free. But anywho, so what we have here is the footage of pretty much, the woman being attacked or, screaming and being pummeled to death, as you can see there. So, yeah, that's what we have in society. This woman's being attacked, and all this good stuff, right? More footage from the evening of chaos shows some teenagers jumping on top of a bus, while others are massive brawl after descending Millennium Park and attempting to breach barricades. Now, obviously, I don't really care about the rest of this stuff because, obviously, this is stuff that has already been reviewed. The big issue is this young girl here being absolutely trampled. And as you can see here, if you watch just this here, you see her being legitimately trampled. Now, I can't really tell you on exactly the situation or how situation. She's probably not in a good situation considering she was pulled down and most likely beaten. And they just started to go on their way. But of course, the media will not show this. They won't show anything. But instead, they'll do a report and do something big on this. Oh boy. So what we have here. Well, something big on this to where, damn it. Do this. Thank you. Okay, so we have something like this where President Biden invites Ralph Yarl to visit the White House because, Yarl is this man that got shot or shot or what have you, killed or no, shot after he was entering a white person's home. Now, we don't really know the true story, what's going on here. We need to make sure that what the serious case here is. Now, it could have been a racist one. Entirely possible. Don't know enough information. I need to find out more information on this to really know. But of course, as you can see, you'll find out with all this news. This is all going on, right? So you can see that this is what's going on. People big news outlets are talking about this. AOL, KMBC, and all this stuff. Or even if you want to go with this in particular here, I want to do this because reasons. But we're going to do Ralph Yarl as well. This is the top of the search engine right here. And then you have, as I showed you, every single big outlet talking about it. But we're going to say that white girl beaten up in Chicago. You have this. But look at the difference, guys. So I'm going to do two comparisons here. We're going to do this one here, and then we're going to do this here. I'm going to do a Ralph Yarl. My bad. If I could actually learn to type, that might be a good idea. Okay, so, look at this. The New York Times, NBC News, BBC, KCTV, which is, you know, kind of does their own thing. ABC News, CNN, CBS News, New York Post, The Atlantic. And it goes on. Look at this. White girl beat up in Chicago. Yeah, WGN TV, Fox 32 Chicago, which doesn't really matter much. CBS News, Chicago Times, Cardinal News, The Washington Post does not say anything about this. Oh, this has nothing to say about the mugging of white women in Chicago by black offenders, which is just only from Cardinal News. Woman found beaten to death in West Rosen's apartment. That has nothing to do with Chicago, I'm pretty sure. And then resident of Southside shaken and woman robbed at gunpoint in broad daylight. So what you're seeing here is, guys, there's two different reasons. We have this to where this is a big news. This is a massive problem, right? But then we have this. Where a girl, a white girl have you, is beaten, not to death, we just don't know, but there's not enough news. And the only people who are covering it is Fox News and, you know, the Daily Mail. Because, you know, that's the type of thing that they're going for. Realize the biases, or whatever you want to call it, I don't really care, of the two different massive stories. And we know that this young girl is beaten. This is a given. This girl is obviously beaten. You've seen this small clip of the video. She is beaten. And then we have where President Biden invites this person to the White House, but not the girl that was beaten by black people. So I'm going to show you some more stuff that the so-called CNN or didn't really put on full blast that you guys probably need to see. Take a look.
Is Kaylin, along with three of her friends. They were in a car looking for a friend's house when they didn't have GPS because of cell service in that area. They pulled into the house of this suspect, 65-year-old Kevin Monahan, didn't get out of the car, didn't have any interaction with Monahan, and started to actually leave the house, the driveway, when Monahan, according to authorities, came out, got on the porch and shot 2 shots at the car, hitting the car and hitting Gillis. It took the friends a little while, 5 miles they had to drive in order to get cell phone service, to call 911. Paramedics arrived to the area where they were able to park, and they tried to resuscitate Gillis, but she died there at the scene. Now, the sheriff actually knew the Gillis family. It seems like he knew Gillis herself. And he talked a little bit about her, saying how she was just a lovely, lovely young woman from a lovely family. And he talked more about the senselessness of this tragedy. Take a listen.
They're young adults. They were in the area looking for a friend's house. It's a very rural area with dirt roads. It's easy to get lost. They drove up this driveway for a very short time, realized their mistake, and were leaving when Mr. Monahan came out and fired 2 shots.
Now, Poppy, as you said, he is charged with second-degree murder. Kevin Monahan, he didn't have great interaction with the police. They showed up at his door. He didn't want to leave. About an hour standoff there. They finally took him into custody and he's behind bars this morning.
And now what for the investigation? You said it's behind bars, but what's next?
Yeah, so they're still investigating this. Like I said, no interaction with the police, according to authorities. Didn't say anything to sort of incriminate himself, but we're looking to see who his lawyer is, going to talk to him or her, and he has...
So, as you can see here, obviously, that this was a case that was shown up by CNN, but I'm pretty sure none of you guys really heard of it. I'm pretty sure this was completely new to you, that this was even talked about. Mostly because the media has not been talking about it or giving any shits because, you know, a woman gets shot by a homeowner, which is another white person, by the way, so, you know, that's less of a problem, right? And so, therefore, this person is what is called the issue. Now, we're going to have a big thing that is not being reported highly on the internet or by the media at all, because, of course, it doesn't fit a narrative, it doesn't fit agenda. Now, here's the thing. Only one person did this, which would be CBS, which I think it was like kind of off-brand company, but, you know. Yes, it may. This old man was shot by police. Wrongfully. By the way.
That happened last week. Police have released body cam footage from the moments that led to the shooting of a man after officers approached the wrong home. Now, Here's how it started. On April 5th, 3 officers showed up at Robert Dotson's doorstep. They thought they were responding to a domestic violence call, but they went to the wrong house. Police say that 52-year-old Mr. Dotson opened the door with a firearm, which resulted in a shootout and his untimely death. Now, Farmington police have redacted identities from the body cam footage they released tonight. We're playing it for you right now, once at normal speed, once slowed down, but a warning, the footage you're about to see might be difficult to watch.
Don't tell me I'm wrong. Hey. Shots fired!
Now, all of the officers involved have been put under paid administrative leave as they undergo an investigation. In response to the shooting, Farmington's police chief said, quote, Mr. Dotson was not the subject of the call that our officers were responding to, and this ending is just unbelievably tragic. I am extremely sorry that we are in this.
So as you can see here, the police entered the wrong building, the wrong house, but a man pulls out a gun, as you will, that, seems to be the case. Normally when you have random people come up to your door, you don't know who they are, it's at the middle of the night, and you pull out your gun, and then the man gets shot because the police failed. This is something that is completely... Honestly, these people should probably be put in jail. They should not be put on administrative leave. They should just be put in jail. Because they fucked up, and now a man, an innocent person, an innocent man is killed. But of course, the media is never gonna show this. They're not gonna show that because it doesn't fit a narrative. They don't care if a white man dies because the head of the police that did something corrupt, and bad. Like, it's not like the government did anything good, but of course they won't cover that. So you're seeing the obvious biases here, or the bias, not biases, the bias to where this is what's happening. This is what the media would do. I think it's time for you people to start understanding the rise and the corruption of the media because they don't care. They don't care about you. They only care about the money and the clicks and the likes because it makes them get that high. While other people are suffering or dying because they will refuse to report it. I will say this, if you guys have any other news or topics that you want me to talk about that is outside of the sphere, please let me know and I'll let that be heard. I've did it to a friend once before. I do not have mind doing it to my own audience. Because these things need to be talked about, these things need to be heard. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share, as always. Take care.